what do people eat for their lunches? Especially if you're working in the office, what do you have for lunch?
I don't think I could actually tell the full story because I think I'd probably get into trouble.
So the dogs probably ate more of the food.
We actually gave the dogs. Hello, welcome to Kitchen Tales, the podcast that talks about the corporate hospitality world, kitchen stories, and anything fun.
Yeah, talk about our businesses as well.
And our businesses, yes. I should have brought that up too.
That's cool.
Forget about our business.
Right? It's been really nice just having all the guests that we've had the last few weeks. I hope you've all been enjoying us talking to various people. I think from the beginning, we just talked about how we had a lot of people that we've worked with, a lot of people that are starting up their new businesses, and people that have become friends as well. So it's just been nice because I feel like we've also found out a little bit more about the people that we've known, but we're finding out a little bit more about them through doing this podcast, which is why I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, we see them on Instagram or Facebook, but actually to talk to them and actually hearing more about them, their businesses, and they're also friends as well.
Exactly. And I think like the biggest thing is like everyone, we're all just saying we could talk for hours. I mean, these episodes will probably become like an hour and a half long if we actually want to talk about everything. So if anyone's listening and wants to give us more ideas of other people locally that are local to West Berkshire that you think should join us, we'd love to have conversations with more people.
Oh, we would. There's so many directions we could actually go in as well. And just there's a lot of businesses. And actually, I've been talking to some who are very interested to join us as well. So we're getting wonderful feedback.
Yeah, I'm really pleased about that. I mean, I was just thinking this was just all a bit of fun and a little bit random and just to get us out of the kitchen. But the way that it's just bringing the community together again is just something that's just bringing me loads of joy. I keep seeing people reposting on Instagram and some people that I haven't spoken to for years that are saying, we've listened to you, we heard you. And it's just a really nice feeling.
It's really nice. Lots of friends were coming out the woodwork who are literally, I think they're quite quiet on Instagram or messaging. And I'm getting messages from people I haven't spoken to for years. It's lovely.
It really is.
It's so good.
It really is.
So what have you been up to, Colline? Have you been very busy?
Yeah, it's been quite busy. And I've also just been trying to make time for the family throughout the summer because the days just go by so quickly. So quickly. And we are taking a trip up north with the kids soon and just been preparing for that and doing a few handover food, a few business lunches in the last few weeks. So for the last few years, I've been making bagels for a lot of the business lunches. So we do bagels, sausage rolls, then we add some brownies. And I've just been thinking, what else do people, especially businesses, want to have for lunch that's bready? And I've spent like the last couple of days just trying to think of things. I've thought about focaccia instead of it. And I wanted to ask you some ideas because I'm starting to get bored of the bagels a little bit. They love them, which is brilliant. But I'm just thinking, what other things that is bready, but a bit more fun, that's not just sandwiches? Like, do you eat bread during lunchtime? I want to speak to people because I'm not a bread person, so I don't tend to have bread. So what would you have for lunch?
So lunches, you could include more of the salads. Are you wanting bread?
They're wanting more because they don't want a lot of the salady bits. So they want more bready stuff.
What about carbs? So you could go quiches, go down the quiches sort of route.
Yes. Get them from Time.
Oh yes, of course. Well, that wasn't a plug. but if you wanted to stay away from the bread, or focaccia is not actually that difficult to make.
Yeah, it's not at all.
Have you tried to make it?
Yeah, I've made it, but I haven't made it in a long time. But I'm thinking that would be quite nice because it's just giving a bit of variety.
Yes.
Rather than it just feeling a little bit more samey.
Or you could just mix it up with down the sandwiches. You still go down the sandwiches route. Do you have the same fillings or do you mix it up?
So I try and mix it up. Yeah. So maybe it's all in my head. So actually,
yes, I think people do, especially if it's working lunches. If you're going into the corporate world, they do want to be full on bread
items.
But try the focaccia.
Yeah.
What are the real? No, I think it's quite difficult. I think it's quite difficult if it's...
So yeah, I just want to do it's a bit of a call out, but I want to find out, what do people eat for their lunches, especially if you're working in the office. What do you have for lunch? I would really love to find that out. So if you can message us, drop us a message on Instagram, on the YouTube. I want to find out what people have for their lunches, because I think it would just give us a bit more inspiration on what else we could have.
I do always find it personally, I do find it difficult for lunch myself. I tend to have the same thing most days.
What do you have?
I try to bring in the protein a lot more, so eggs. So I'll boil some eggs in the morning and just put, cottage cheese and a little bit of salads. So salads, it's whatever I have in the fridge. So I just put it mix together. It up a bit. But I do find lunches very difficult, and I find them quite difficult for the family as well, because all the family want to have different things. We're not very good at lunches of actually sitting down as a family and having lunch.
We don't do that either.
We don't. And we all have different things, because I like to have maybe a salad. My son definitely doesn't want to have a salad.
No.
He wants to have a sausage roll or a sandwich or something like that. So lunches is a difficult one, but there are many ways that you could go, like frittatas or something, which is quite quick and easy. Actually, frittatas or something, does it have to be bready?
No, it doesn't have to be. So that's a great idea, actually,
frittatas,
because that's something that's filling as well.
Yeah, put in the salad, put in more of the halloumi sort of salads, something a bit more meaty.
You just do that.
But yes, definitely love to hear from
listeners. I would really love to hear from businesses to find out what they would like for their lunches.
Yes.
That's just no sandwiches.
Yes.
Because we know people tend to do the meal deals at supermarkets and things like that. So just something a bit different will be quite good.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've had some really interesting summer events that I've had where... There's been a few things that have gone on when you've done some catering and events. And I just thought, I'm sure Rhona must have some stories of some events that you've catered for and certain things have happened or haven't happened. Would you like to share anything today, Rhona?
So I do have one in my mind, but I don't think I could actually tell the full story because I think I'd probably get into trouble. But this was a few years ago, so I'll keep it brief, but I do have another story as well. Yeah. I'll keep it brief. I had, it was a celebration. It was either a 40th or a 50th a few years ago. And it was an extremely hot summer. And they had, when guests were arriving, they had straight martinis.
Oh, wow.
Straight martinis, champagne, soft drinks. But I think a lot of people went for the straight martinis. This was a cocktail party. So they only had little bites as well. So I think that's as far as I should go on that story, because I think you know the outcome. So yes, straight martinis, little bites do not work. They needed to have some substantial things. So I won't go any further on that one, but you use your imagination on that one.
Wow.
I did have, we always have lots of different stories. I mean, there's another one that comes to mind. Again, it was a celebration. It was a birthday. And you always, I don't know if you always have to advise your clients. I always have to advise. People do ask me and I will tell them what I advise. So like timings for a party, what would work, what wouldn't work, canapés, bowl food, what would work to suit the occasion.
That's it.
Now, this party started at 8:00.
Oh, wow.
It was too late for a cocktail party. I would say 6:30. Guests turned up. I had dogs all around me. In the kitchen, around the staff. There were small dogs as well, so I was tripping over these dogs. But I made all this food. All the guests arrived. I made all this food. It was canapés again. It was a lot. There was how many people? It was about 80, 100 people.
Oh, wow.
I had a lot of food. 10 canapés, 100 people, 1,000 canapés. All the guests had eaten. Pretty much had eaten. So I had all this food the waiters couldn't eat it quick enough but then we didn't want to have all this food just left over. So I did hide some and gave all the waiters and waitresses take them home. So that was a bit, but I had all these dogs as well, so all this food, they were wanting to eat it as well. We're all tripping over these dogs.
So the dogs probably ate more of the food.
We actually gave the dogs
canapés for dogs. Honestly, the timings for events, that's some of the hardest things. And I think sometimes that's the value that having a caterer or somebody who's experienced coming to do your food is just being able to advise. If you just rightly said that, you advise people, do it this way, do it that way. Because I think sometimes people would think that, okay, people are coming to my house, I'm going to need to have all of these things. It's not always necessary. So being that professional that can say, these timings don't work, this works, but sometimes people want to do things.
But you can advise.
Do it.
Exactly. You can advise and they either take it on board or they go their way. But so that's all you can do. At the end of the day, they're the clients.
Exactly.
And they're paying the bills. But I didn't like having all that food left over. Let's just say that, I never go to an event. I never go to an event and I've eaten before myself because I'm always so busy in the kitchen. I never have time to eat myself. I'm not hungry. Everyone thinks, oh, you're a caterer. You must eat much. We don't eat. And I don't like eating my own food. Do you?
No, I prefer eating other people's food.
Yes.
Often we get a takeaway when we've been working really hard. It's been a long day. They get a takeaway or want to eat someone else's food. So I totally get that. Yes. And it's like having, all of this. And sometimes the leftovers are like, I don't even want this.
I don't want it because you've gone past it.
Different. Exactly.
You've gone past that time.
Yeah.
Would you have a takeaway really late at night?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have, because some of our events where we end up getting a takeaway, we'll be finishing at like 10:30 or something. I'm not about to be thinking what to have. And to be honest, most people say, well, whenever you cook, don't you make extra for yourself? I'm like, no, because I don't want that.
No, you don't want it.
I'm making it. I don't want that. Actually, we'll get a takeaway and we enjoy it. And maybe I might think about my food the next day. But in that moment, I think you just want to have something different because either you're a bit fed up of making the same thing.
Yes.
Because you're watching it being made. And I always say other people's food tends to taste better, especially after like a busy day where you've been working. It just goes that way, doesn't it?
I have when I've got so many parties going on, because sometimes I've got quite a few parties or dinners going on, the fridges are absolutely full, and I've got my husband working from home as well. Sometimes he'll come down and he'll look in the fridge. It's like, anything for lunch? No. Don't touch.
That is awful work. I think that's one of the things. It's like, we've talked many times about that balance, but also when you're working from home, being able to separate this is work things, being able to, this is home stuff, do not touch, making sure your family and everyone knows this is separate or separate fridges, whatever it might be. And it just got me thinking about how, like, I feel, I don't want to use the word restrictions, but actually it is a bit of a restriction when it comes to thinking about yourself and how we look after ourselves when we're working. Because I was thinking, I was going to a wedding a few weeks ago and I really wanted to get my nails done. So I wanted to get my nails done, have longer nails, get them painted like a bright color. But I had to think about work. I had to think, actually, I can't do that. Because when it comes to the hygiene and being in the kitchen, you can't really have like long nails, can't really have like your nails painted.
No, never have my nails painted.
Yep. And it's one of those things where I've got some of my friends that are like, oh, your nails are always looking very short and seemingly like, you don't do anything pretty. And I'm actually like, that's one of the restrictions of the job that we do, because you have to think about all these and how, you could be working for hours on end. Like I remember one day when I'm literally like, I was working all day in the kitchen, really hot kitchen. And I'm like, I felt like I was smelling myself. But, that's part of the industry. And I think that's something that we don't talk about often. Just thinking about how looking after ourselves sometimes can also, in a way, go out of the window on those periods where you're really busy. How do you deal with that, especially like, when you're trying to be, I think both of us are a little bit girly, like feeling a bit girly, like full on makeup, nails, all that. How do you handle that?
I'm the same as you. I don't look after myself enough when it's so busy, especially when it's like on the run up to Christmas, for example. Everyone's going to all these parties and everything, and we are doing the parties.
Yep.
So so everyone's got their lovely nails painted, or they're going off to the Pilates or whatever. I don't do any of that. I do not have time to do that, and it's such a treat to get your nails done. And I think we both go to see Marina.
Yes,
in Donington Valley.
Yes, so she's born at Donington Valley. Yeah.
And so I see her just before I have go on holiday, because that is the time when I can only get my nails done. So I'll go for the gel, for example, nails, and people do, I always think, oh, should I actually get it done? But then I think, oh no, if a knife cuts it and you've got...
exactly
not good. So I keep them very, very short like you, and unpainted. But I don't look after myself enough. Also being at home, I don't put makeup on at home. Don't need to, unless of course I'm under a camera with Instagram trying to do one of those reels. Yes, the dreaded reels. I'll try and put some makeup on, but no, I don't. And also, family as well. We've got a balanced family.
That's it.
Work around everyone, and no, I definitely don't spend enough time.
Me too. And it's something that I've just become a little bit cautious of now, because even like, coming up on this podcast, when I'm looking back at some of the videos, it's like, what were you wearing? But I'm always in kitchen mode. So like if I'm in the kitchen, I'm not going to wear my nice clothes. I'm usually wearing just like tracksuit bottoms or like just t-shirt, just keeping it very simple. It's almost become now my uniform outside of work, because it's usually I'm just popping to get to the shops, buy something, I'm going back home to work. So I'm not having to think about getting a nice outfit on or anything like that. And I just wonder how if other people feel the same way, that you don't have time to be thinking about clothes unless it's going to be holiday. I'm struggling all the time when like a wedding pops up and I'm like, okay, I have to go to a wedding. I'm like, I don't have anything to wear. I'm not just saying it. I genuinely mean it. I don't have it, because my wardrobe is just full of clothes for work.
and aprons galore.
Oh, I've got a lot of
the
aprons.
Washing machine.
The washing machine
is with the aprons.
Oh, the aprons all the time. So it's just something that I would really like to hear other caterers or other people that work to just see how they look after themselves. And it also made me think about glove wearing, because that's a conversation I was having with a few caterers and Z as well. It's just like when you see people on Instagram making food and then you see the comments, people are like, oh, you were not wearing gloves. It's like, I don't actually know if people understand that we wash our hands all the time. You don't always have to be wearing gloves, because if you're wearing gloves, it means that you're not washing your hands. So that's actually more unhygienic than you working, because like, if you're going to be making even pastry, you're making something, you need to use your hands, but we're constantly washing. I mean, if you look at my hands now, they feel like they're damaged from all the hand washing. And I think it's like, that's something that people just don't understand. Do you wear gloves every single time that you're cooking?
No, I don't. Because I'm doing too many different things at the same time. So there's absolutely no way. If I'm doing cutting up some meat, there's no way I'm going to take off gloves to suddenly get the handle pastry, for example. So no, I'm constantly juggling making different foods. So there's no way that I'd be wearing gloves, but I am washing my hands constantly.
Exactly.
And there's always the bacteria soap beside me.
Always.
And, but I always, talking about hygiene as well, I will have the anti-bac spray all over. The kitchen's always clean.
Yep.
Although I do have a dog, so the black lab dog, so I'm constantly hoovering as well, because you might get that odd little hair on the side. So yes,
so
I'm
you
constantly
want to make sure.
So yes, but I do keep the kitchen as clean as possible. And hair back. For
always.
Us, hair back.
Yeah, it's a treat having my hair down.
Yes.
I think that's why I wear headbands as well all the time, because of my afro hair, and I always make sure that the hair is tied back. And I think that's why sometimes, in comparison to maybe someone that doesn't work in the kitchen, if you see me like out and about, you're thinking, oh God, why does she look like that? It's because I don't have time, guys. I don't have time to be putting on full-on makeup, changing my clothes. I'm usually in between jobs. I'm going to the shops to just grab a few things. I'm going to the butchers, doing all those sort of things. And yeah, I just thought it's something that people don't talk about often, because there's a lot of running around. And I'm sure in working in restaurants, everyone is hot and bothered.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking, yeah, that'll be really tough, just being in a really hot restaurant for hours on end.
Oh, yes.
And then you're probably like on your way home, probably someone's thinking, why does that person smell? It's because I've been working all day. I've been working all day.
And also it's the clothes as well. You know, if you're cooking meat or anything that suddenly sticks to your clothes.
Exactly.
But sometimes I'll be cooking all of that and I have to dash out to a supermarket because I've forgotten something, and I am conscious and look as
yeah, exactly. I'm exactly the same. So you guys need to be patient with us and realize people that work in the food industry, we sadly don't have as much time to always look 100%, and not everyone looks prim and perfect. If you're seeing it on Instagram, they've probably changed their clothes. They've probably made themselves look pretty amazing because they know they're going to be on camera. So I'm going to start making an effort when I'm coming to film this and not just always be dashing coming from the kitchen. So what else do you have on? What are you having for dinner?
What are we having tonight? So I'm having a chicken tray bake, which actually we've been having for years, and actually I posted it on my Instagram a few years ago, and actually a lot of families keep saying to me we're still cooking this tray bake. So it's a chicken tray bake, which is tomato paste, very easy, tomato paste, olive oil, chilies, and you make a paste, and then it's an all-in with tomatoes, new potatoes, black olives. Nice. You'll find the recipe on my Instagram.
Nice. Make sure you check out that recipe. That sounds quite nice. And it's like a one tray bag.
Tray.
You put it in, leave it in the oven, and then come back, food is ready.
Yes.
Those are the best meals.
With some vegetables as well on the side, some broccoli, 10-stem broccoli or something green.
Something green.
Yes. How about you, Colline? What do you
have
tonight?
We've actually been, Zia and I have been spending a lot more time just learning other African dishes. So up until quite recently, when we had one of our events, we hadn't really made jollof rice in its entirety. We've just always made like our own inspirational one. So we're actually making some jollof rice. Mm-hmm. That's from Nigeria, Ghana. There's always arguments of which one is better. You can argue with yourselves in the comments, guys. Which one is better, jollof rice from Ghana or Nigeria? But we're having that. And we're going to have some chicken on the side and some vegetables as well. Okay. So I guess we're both having some chicken dinners.
So for those who don't know about jollof rice,
yes.
Can you just explain it a bit more?
Yeah, so jollof rice is essentially... it's almost like a one-pot dish where you have some tomatoes, you've got onion, garlic, and you make a paste. With that, lots of people add various things and you add into a rice, pretty much similar to how a biryani is made. Mm-hmm. It's made in a similar way, and people sometimes they actually add the meat into the dish, or they have the meat on the side. So it's a dish that takes a lot of time in terms of how you put it all together. Mm-hmm. So some people, they will roast their tomatoes and red peppers, and then they add them in there. There's a bit of smokiness from roasting them at high temperatures. It's just a dish that's got a lot of love. And people that like a lot of spice, they add a lot of spices in there, so chilies, all of this. So the best way for people that know biryani, it's very similar to biryani, just made a little bit different and with loads of African-inspired spices. So really delicious. It's not something that's native to Southern Africa, and it's mainly West and some parts of East Africa that have this dish. And just really excited because we've been making it in our house, and it's something that we usually eat at restaurants or when other friends have made it.
Wonderful. Delicious.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We look forward to catching you on the next one. Find us on Instagram and all other places you listen to your podcasts.